for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead and gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right, everything inside. But somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall, and everything that I said never seemed to get into your head. I tried to do the right thing, living my life with the words that I sing. Now tell me, I wanted to know what happened to my best friend. As days turn to weeks and weeks turn to years, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. I miss you, man. You're my brother. I said I love you, babe. I won't forget you, no. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. Sometimes I feel life is cheap. Everything's disposable and so are we. Can you hear me? Life is real, yeah. And if there's a heaven above, please start showing a brother real love. 'Cause I wanna go home. Oh, I feel for my brother. I miss you, man. Oh, I feel for my brother. You're my brother. I feel for my brother. Oh, no, no. Feel for my brother. I wanna go home. I feel for my brother. I won't forget you, no. I feel for my brother. I feel for my brother. I feel. Oh, I feel for my brother. I feel for my brother.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice even now are moving in the might of your strength, not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You All Cubed. It's one-on-one, just me and you. And I enjoy having this conversation with you. Good morning, everybody. Monica has already cheered. Thank you for the biddies, Monica. Thank you for the biddies. Well, I tell you what, this is a grand rising, an awesome day. This is December the 2nd in the year 2020. And this is a beautiful Wednesday. It's a hump day for everybody that's out there hitting those jobs and making that money, making that cash. As my nephew used to say, got to get my coins. Those of you that are out there, it's Wednesday. And so that's your hump day signal. So I want to thank you again for coming in. Now, you all know how we normally do. We get going and we get started. And I tell you what, I'm just having to thank you for the biddies, BTD Mama. Oh, y'all starting with offering tithes and offering early this morning. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I am excited for what lies ahead. I don't know if you get... Yesterday, I was talking with my friend, and it's like you have that anticipation. Y'all remember that Heinz commercial where they turned the bottle up, and the Heinz was so thick, and the Heinz ketchup was so tasty. It took forever to get one drop, and their caption used to be, "Anticipation is making me wait." That's the way I feel. Down in my shondo, that's the way I feel. Anticipation is just making me wait. I am so excited for what is to come. And I just almost don't know what to do with myself, y'all. I just almost don't know what to do with myself. I'm trying to get this sound right. Y'all let me know how it's going. But I have to do this because this is where we always go in the morning when I arise. I want to say for, am I telling my age? Royal Confessions. Listen, I can only talk about what I know about. I know about them good old days. So, at the end of the day, how do you know about the anticipation commercial with Heinz ketchup, unless you old too? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say at Royal Confessions. That's all I'm gonna say. I love you, girl. Now today, the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair was Chris G41. Now I tell you what, I walked in and she was already there and I was stunned. I know that was loud. Chris King G. She said, I'm going to get up and I'm going to hit it this morning. She is the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. And so I want to say, Chris, I appreciate you. I appreciate. Woo, woo. Hey, there you go. There you go. I appreciate you so much for getting up and coming in here with me this morning. So I want to say good morning to all of you that are out there. There are many more that are not in the chat. And as I do every morning, I welcome you to come on in the chat. Come on in the room. You can come on in the room if you want to, but you can also just sit out there and monitor if you'd like to do that as well. Good morning, BTD Mom. Good morning, Royal Confessions. Good morning, Teresa Jones. Oh, I'm so glad to see you this morning, girl. It just always, you bless my soul. Good morning, Royal Confessions. Good morning, Chris King G. Good morning, Monica Smith. Good morning. Now, y'all see Rebel slow getting up in there this morning because Rebel had a house party last night that was off the chains. And for everybody's like, what are they talking about? Come on to Twitch and join Twitch, and I guarantee you, you hear us talking about, I told BTD Mom her fingers were hung over. She was talking about she fat fingered something. She was trying to type. I said, no, girl, your fingers they hung over from being in Rebel's house last night. Cause listen, it was lit up in there. Now, these are not drunk as you suppose, cause everybody wasn't, I have to explain it to you. I got some first timers. They like, look, I came up in there. I thought these folks, listen, we have a good time
over the internet, and we have an awesome time sharing and laughing and having fun with each other. And you would have thought we was at a club for real in a literal real time, but we just enjoy one another, laugh, talk, have a good joke here and there, because that's really what life is all about. You better enjoy, smell the coffee while you're going. Good morning, SK8843, and I saw King Coogee up in the house. Y'all better ask somebody. King Coogee in the house. And to all of you out there that are not, again, in my chat, I want to appreciate you for taking the time to come and spend some time with me this morning before you get your morning started. And had no drink, but I had so much fun. That's what I'm talking about, Monica. When you can have all the fun in the world and just kick it, laugh. Because listen, this journey, I intend to enjoy the trip. So, I love what I do. I love being a spiritual thought leader, but at the same time, I am enjoying the trip. Well, as we often do, we get our session started with an appreciation for my supporters. Listen, you all have been grand. I just have to say this. Individuals have been grand. Brother Nathan Lamont, I mean, that boy, every day he leaves something. He leaves a gift, and I appreciate that. We Are Babe is not in the channel this morning, or she may be out there listening and just not talking because I know she's at work. But she blessed me with a tremendous blessing on this week, and I want to say thank you to you. Royal Confessions, BTD Mom, SK8843. And again, I thank everybody that participated on my first hype train, because that is a blessing and it helps us to keep doing what we're doing. But I also always like to stop. Your innards hurt from laughing. Listen, I'm telling you, this is good stuff. We have great times. And this is the thing I try to get people to understand. You can have a good, wholesome, fun life and enjoy every second of it. It does not have to be gloom and doom. So I appreciate you all for being who you are and doing what you do. I got to stop because the Rebel Inc. is my primary commercial, corporate sponsor, and I always like to stop. Oh, thank you, Mino. I appreciate you. You're a blessing too. All y'all crazy. I just want you to know, if you didn't know it, if you don't know, now you know. All y'all crazy. Check out the Rebel. I don't know what. You know what? I think I fat fingered. My fingers must be a little hungover this morning too, because I had my finger. Listen, I had it perched, and I was waiting for the commercial to end, and it must have just laid down. You know how you get somebody and they done had a little bit too much in their head. You can just kind of see their head going over and just be like, boom. That's what my finger did, and it ended the commercial too soon. So I'm sorry, Rebel. Please forgive me, but it's your fault. It's your fault because my finger was hung over and it just fell over and hit the button. Okay, here we go. So this morning, now if this works, I'm gonna be so happy because King Coogee is in the room this morning. We got new music for Yes You, Oh Cute, one-on-one, just me and you, and it was created by King Coogee. Now I'm gonna do a little sound check before we get to Help Her Jesus. Y'all, help me, Jesus. Help me. Y'all let me know how the sound is going, because this is my first time running these tracks live. So you tell me how we're coming through. But here we go. Let's get these crackulations going. I'm excited. Here you go with the groove. I'm receiving it, Monica. I'm receiving it. Because we got this new music coming on. Y'all tell me, King Coogee, you did this, baby. You did it. Come on, King Coogee. Now, y'all tell me how's the sound coming through before I get started. And we're going to start talking. We're going to get this party crack-a-lacking. Is it good? Is it too loud? You love it? Oh, thank you, thank you. There you go, King Coogee. Here we go. You ain't yet. I'm gonna let y'all just feel the groove for a minute, cause listen, he hooked me up. He hooked me up. This is Yes You OQ one-on-one. Just me and you. Sounds good. Sounds good. Y'all better talk to me on this morning. Y'all better talk to me. This is sound provided by King Coogee. Oh, there go the shoulder. There go the shoulder. We gonna get that other one going? It's a little loud. Okay, I'm gonna pull it down. That's what I was waiting on. That's what I was waiting on. That's what I was waiting on. I was waiting on somebody to give me a real sound. I know y'all grooving on it. Y'all heads bopping. Heads bopping. Thank you, Teresa. Didn't he hook me up? This is what I'm talking about. Networking. Networking. Okay, tell me, Reverend, a little bit more. Take it down a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Are we there? Tell me when I hit it. Oh, but I want y'all to feel a little of that. That's some good stuff. Are we ready? Get it. Well, as we move on, come on, y'all put some applause in there for King Coogee. King Coogee in the house. And that joint that you hear is action. Your whole body's moving. Your whole body. Come on and give it clap, 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 clap. Ow! That's what I'm talking about. While you slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I tell you, there is so many things that are going on in this world today, but I feel like we're on a good foot. I got a correspondence from somebody that sent me, and I'm feeling good about this. So many things are getting ready to come together. They have started an official investigation. Come on, y'all, give King Coogee all of his props. Give him all his props, because he hooked us up. I'm identifying that the Department of Justice seems like it's gonna finally get up and do its job. One of you all sent me a link that was addressing the fact that the Department of Justice is currently going ahead to investigate potential quid pro quo. For those that may not know what quid pro quo is, it's a you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of scenario, which is it should not. Hey, Michelle, you finally made it. Oh my God. You got out of those Twitch streets, got enough sleep to come on up in the house this morning. And good morning to you. Good morning. I love it that you made it this morning. And since you made it, you know what? I appreciate you so much. I'm trying to get you a cup of coffee. I'm trying to get you a quick cup of coffee. That's for Michelle Brown. Michelle Browno, get you some coffee this morning and go ahead and get your eyes wide open. Good morning to you. Well, the Department of Justice, they are investigating the fact that it seems like from the preliminary reporting that these pardons that we've been seeing, these unprecedented pardons from 45 that we've been seeing, it was reported to me that they've been paying for them pardons before they get them. They've been paying for the pardons, y'all. Bribery for pardons. Who would have thought? Well, I don't think it's a great surprise given the scenario. It's almost as ludicrous as the idea that this brother's gonna pardon himself. Who does it? In the history of this country, It's never been heard of before, but now you have. Now you have. Now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. And so, I just not surprised at all. Not surprised at all, Chris G. It's like it's one never say it's not so. I'm so sorry. It's so. It is so. That's what amen means. It is so. Well, y'all see that amen right there? It is so. Who does this? And so I want you all to understand, and I probably need to shade, because at the end of the day, could it be? Could it be? The devil? Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. 45 is collecting tithes and offerings, BTD mom. He's collecting tithes and offerings because he ain't got no money. In case y'all didn't know. As they said, he's got over $400 million that's gonna come due at some point after he ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. He's got a huge boatload of money that's gonna come due when he comes out of office. And so Bishop of the folks afflicted in their minds he's collecting tithes and offerings so he can have a little perch up. And that's what I feel like he's doing as well, where he continues to insist that the election was stolen from him, and people are raising money. You heard what I said. Could it be? Could it be? The devil? This man is still collecting money for an election that's over. And so at the end of the day, y'all, I just have to feel sorry. And he can do whatever he wants with the money. Come on, Teresa. Who's ever heard of such? 45 going to the island. Yes, SK, can we say grift? Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil, Chris King G. So this is the thing, and this was also while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. This also came up because they begin to go and they begin to question, trying to address all the Pence signs, Trump Pence signs that are still up. So they went, because y'all know election was November the 3rd. This is December. Do you remember? It is December. And these signs are still up. These are miracle signs and wonders, y'all. These are miracle signs and wonders. I mean, are you really kidding me? So they went to the individuals, and they had clips of it, and it's really sad because, I'm like, can you say Kool-Aid? Can you say Kool-Aid? Because at the end of the day, these people have drunk the Kool-Aid. And so they asked the people, this is December, and you still have these signs up. I mean, what? We believe he's going to turn it around. We believe he's going to turn it around. We believe that he's going to have a miracle 9th hour turnaround where he's coming out still in victory. And we're not taking these signs down because we're believing and trusting that he's going to turn this thing around. Now, without even being partisan, y'all, I'm just like, and I mean, the reporters, they were asking them, but have you noticed that all of these different investigations and all of these different cases that have gone to court have brought nothing to light? Nothing at all? Nothing. N-O-T-H-I-N-G. Nothing at all? Have you? Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but we still believe. We still... And now this is a serious thing. I'm gonna unshade here because I'm really not trying to. These people are so delusional and deluded by the lying, that they genuinely believe, yes, comfort the feeble-minded. They're not playing. They really believe that in spite of, and as the one man said, it's disheartening when they asked him, but how do you explain there's been absolutely no indication in all of these cases of any wrongdoing or any cheating? He said, it's disheartening, but I know it's out there. Now, this is what I want to ask, and y'all talk to me. Turn it down. Just I sure will. This is what I want to ask. So at the end of the day, I'll turn mine up just a little bit. Now this is what I want to ask, because I really don't want to. I'm not going to have a day talking about 45, because I'm not going to stay shaded all day. Because it's a good day. It's an awesome day. It's a great day to be alive. But I want to ask, what is it about us as a country that we're caught up with every wind and doctrine and idea and whatever they pump out there? As they say, spinning a story. Spinning a story is nothing more than telling a lie. But the idea of being able to call it spinning a story is that if I tell a lie, the people will believe it. What is it that we've created in our culture? And that's really what I want to kind of focus on, because that madness and insanity, it's the same madness and insanity that made Jim Jones followers drink the Kool-Aid. And while I say that, I'm addressing the fact that I can understand that first wave drinking the Kool-Aid and they start getting sick and falling out and dying. But then when you walking over dead bodies to get to the Kool-Aid so you can drink your portion, I don't understand that. And I see it in so many areas of life. I see it in the church. I see it, education, even the idea that we really want to have those that are denouncing the realities of slavery. They want to denounce that certain things happened in the history of the United States, not just black people. We have oppressed almost every group that was not white in this country in a very, very mean and evil way. People want to believe so that they can protect concepts of supremacy. Once I have a person's mind, their body and will is going to follow. I got you. Once you have a person's mind, their body and will follow. But I'm talking to us. What are we not doing to strengthen our minds? What are we doing? And I really want to talk to us as an individual introspection here, more so than looking at the people, because the masses, and what goes on with the masses, they know that this is the behavior of people, the psychology of people, that we will, like I talked on Sunday when I was talking about how they'll have the lamb and have that lamb, that Judas lamb, go over the edge, and the other lambs will just look at that and just trot right over the edge behind them when they saw them go right over the edge. Most of our founding fathers were deported convicts. So at the end of the day, but the mind, what are we doing to strengthen our minds? So let me make it personal. Let me not just leave it out there. Let's just look at them out there as an example of what happens when we don't strengthen our minds. We can be led about, tell the truth in education, in culture, in religion. We need to. And my question begs of, how is it that our minds are, listen, critical thinking is a skill that we all need to be proficient in. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a PhD from Harvard. But I want you to sharpen the tool of your mind. Sharpen the tool of your mind. Because at one point, it's almost comical when you listen to the individuals and you can see genuine hurt and pain in these people's minds to even try to begin to accept this reality. That is a total reality. But then how many times do we see that same mind control operate and permeate the people because we don't know how to think critically? We don't know how to investigate. We don't know how to even pay attention. I tell you, you got your five senses, but then you got that sixth sense, which to me is even more powerful than those five senses. How many of you all have learned how to get into that spiritual space? And I'm not necessarily talking about being churchy and religion and whoop whoop and ooh, I heard the voice of the Lord speak to me. But I do want to say there is a spiritual level of connecting with God where you, without going through all of that trapping of religiosity on the outside, where you can begin to listen to that inner voice that's speaking to you, that's saying, wait a minute, hold up. I'm not feeling this. And I want to say this. I even had this conversation a little bit on yesterday. And sometimes we're like, well, I'm waiting for an answer. But sometimes the fact that you feeling it or the fact that you're not feeling it is your answer. Hello, somebody. Sometimes that is your answer. The fact that you're feeling it is your answer, or the fact that you're not feeling it is that internal conviction, King Kuji. And how many times do you disregard that internal conviction that's talking to you or not talking to you? Because listen, hearing nothing and saying nothing is speaking very loudly. I'm gonna say it again. Hearing nothing and speaking nothing, it's speaking very loudly. So I need us to learn how to come into this space lest we continue to see insane types of things. And to me, it's almost like an insanity. How are you so caught up? But then, hey, we want to look at that. But come on now. Some of this stuff that goes on in some of these churches, it's insanity. Some of the stuff that goes on in educational institutions that are it's insanity. And instead of and we can't always be caught up in what's trendy, because I want you to hear this about trendiness. Usually it taps in to something that is got a little bit of truth in it, a little bit of reality in it, but the rest of it is just fluff and stuff that is insane. And because people, and again, I'm gonna go back to that Judas lamb, because people see that first lamb that went over the cliff, even though you saw him drop off. That's the part that just, I can't get it. You saw them, now you see them, boom, now you don't. But people are still following. Getting uncomfortable is the time when you figure out your feelings. It's the time to organize your situation. Come on, King Kuji, come on. Listen to your gut. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to it and use your other five senses. That's why a lot of times, and I know for many people, you know, some of what I'm saying right now is almost contradictory to the way that they've been taught. And I want you to understand, faith is not believing something insane. These people are having faith in a person, and possibly even some of the prophecies that went out and said, thus saith the Lord, yea, I say, Ebo to ho mo go ba ba ta ka la. Some folks really put a whole lot of emphasis in that, and they have faith in it. And this is where, listen, I'm doing some spiritual teaching right now, whether y'all realize it or not. And I'm talking about what happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Because how are we so carried away with that stuff? Again, critical thinking, but also that blind faith. Hey, Dane, thank you so much for liking the stream. That's my brother right there. I love that man. He's aware. He's spiritually and socially aware. I love him. But people get thrown off because I'm looking at people. Faith believes truth. Believing a lie is delusional. Come on, SK. And I want to say this at the end of these sessions, for those of you that are in my Discord channel, I take these nuggets out and I put it over there in Discord because some of this stuff is too good for just one time posting. But people need to understand, faith believes in truth. You will know the truth, and it's the truth that makes you free. But when you believe a lie and get delusional, that's all kinds of bondage. I want you to hear me, because that goes across. These folks are going to be in all kinds of bondage when they have no other choice but to deal with the truth. And that day is coming where right now they can keep skirting the issue in their minds, in their beliefs, in their heart. They can keep skirting it, and people are urging them, come out and speak, because things are out of control. Things are out of control, but they have faith in a lie. But I want us to get to a point where we begin, when we talk about, I need you to look inwardly, become transparent. I said it again, I'm say it one more time. If your shando is not saying, yeah, where's it at? Let me pull it up. If you ain't feeling it down in your shando, if you not feeling it and hearing it down in your shando, even if it's for Tim, even if it's for Kim, even if it's for Bob, even if it's for Rob, it ain't for you. Let them have it, but you wait until you get a clearance in your inner self, your inner spirit, your inner man that said, okay, because when it's right, it feels right. Don't force the feeling. So when I look at these individuals and I'm hearing and observing you're believing delusions, man, I'm gonna say it again. Pull this into yourself. And I want you to look at yourself and do some introspection. We talked about transparency. Inspect. Don't be so gullible that you take everything that folks say hook, line, and sinker. Even the people that love you. Hey, I make mistakes in my facts and reporting from time to time. Not because I'm trying to lie, but some way, somehow, either I didn't get clarity of understanding exactly of what it was, or listen, y'all see all of this on my head? It didn't just pop up there from nothing. I'm getting older. And as I get older, sometimes I can hear something, and if it's almost like the game of gossip. When you retell it, it's not because the people are trying to lie and make up a new truth. Now, you may have somebody in the game that just is playing in the game. They just totally twist everything and on purpose make something just totally out of the box. But the idea of the game is to show and manifest the reality that people that are really trying to hear it correctly and trying to repeat it correctly sometimes don't get it right. So you need to inspect anytime you hear it. Don't just get individuals. I trust everything that they say because what they say may be a mistake. But at the end of the day, I need you to pay attention. Investigate. Go to some more sources. You need more than one source. You need more than one individual. You need more than one newspaper. You need more than one news source, period. You need more than one. Listen, for those of you all in high school, and for some of us, we got to reach way back and in college, and you had to do that thesis paper. You had to do it. And what was part of the huge portion of that grade? I need to see some sources. Where did you get this idea from? Where did you get this quote from? And then you need to pay attention to the sources that you're citing, because if it's trash, more than likely it's trash. And I'm gonna say this all the way across the board. It doesn't stop. That's That's why they taught you this in school. Take notes and do your own research. Study to show your own self-approved. That's what I'm talking about, King Coogee. Do it for yourself so you can talk and think and decide intelligibly. That's why even during, I was telling people, even during the whole process of the elections, don't just jump out there and do something. We kept saying it over and over again. Royal Confessions, because she's in a political arena and holds an office in her county. Go out here and investigate, but not just in the political arena, in every area. It didn't stop just because you graduated from high school and came down the aisle at commencement to pomp and circumstance. They gave you lifetime tools that were intended to be used for the duration of your life. And some of y'all need to stop right now and say, when's the last time I really researched something? When's the last time I really looked up something? And especially if it's going to have a major impact on your life, you need to investigate it. I don't care if your best friend is one of the most sage, wisest people you've ever met, and they seem like they know it all. Investigate for yourself and stop taking your friends' words. So I wanted to stop and pause on that and just kind of talk about it, because listen, I need folks to use your brain. That 3.5 pounds between your two ears is powerful. The most powerful. We talk about how our computers have come and how developed they are, but at the end of the day, that 3.5 pounds of matter between your ears is so far beyond that in power. Use it, please. Use it. Use it so that you're not out here with these individuals looking stupid. Is that okay? Now, that being said, I'm gonna see if I can cue this up. People in Georgia, I got Georgia on my mind. People in Georgia are fearing for their lives, y'all, because we have some individuals out here that are trying to take the law into their own hands. And we got individuals that are literally under protection. Knowledge is power, Mino. Knowledge is power. We got people that are living in Georgia under threat of murder. You heard what I said. All of this from the election. They are under threat of murder. This is insane. I want to play this clip for you if I can pull it up here. It's sad. It's heart-wrenching. But it's really going on. This stuff is really happening. And so I want to just kind of share this with you. Oh, come on, screen share work for me. All right, let me go back. There we go. It was just a little slow getting to the... I need you to move faster. But I want y'all to check this out.
Gone too far. All of it. Joe DeGenova today asked for Chris Krebs, a patriot who ran CISA, to be shot. A 20-something tech in Gwinnett County today has death threats and a noose put out saying he should be hung for treason because he was transferring a report on batches from an EMS to a county computer so he could read it. It has to stop. Mr. President, you have not condemned these actions or this language. Senators, you have not condemned this language or these actions. This has to stop. We need you to step up, and if you're going to take a position of leadership, show some. My boss, Secretary Raffensperger, his address is out there. They have people doing caravans in front of their house. They've had people come onto their property. Trisha, his wife of 40 years, is getting sexualized threats through her cell phone. It has to stop. This is elections. This is the backbone of democracy, and all of you who have not said a damn word are complicit in this. It's too much. Yes, fight for every legal vote. Go through your due process. We encourage you, use your First Amendment, that's fine. Death threats, physical threats, intimidation. It's too much. It's not right. They've lost the moral high ground to claim that it is. I don't have all the best words to do this because I'm angry. And the straw that broke the camel's back today is, again, this 20-year-old contractor for a voting system company just trying to do his job. Just there. In fact, I talked to Dominion today and I said he's one of the better ones they got. His family's getting harassed now. There's a noose out there with his name on it. It's not right. I've got police protection outside my house. Fine. You know, I took a higher profile job. I get it. Secretary ran for office. His wife knew that too. This kid took a job. He just took a job. And it's just wrong. I can't begin to explain the level of anger I have right now over this. And every American, every Georgian, Republican and Democrat alike should have that same level of anger. Mr. President, it looks like you likely lost the state of Georgia. We're investigating. There's always a possibility. I get it. And you have the rights to go through the courts. What you don't have the ability to do, and you need to step up and say this, is stop inspiring people to commit potential acts of violence. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get shot. Someone's going to get killed. And it's not right.
And that is what we currently have going on in the United States of America. Let me stop this real quick. That is currently the state of the country. Yes, Teresa, it's tears. It's tears. It's tears. It's real tears that we have gotten to a place in this country where it's this far out of control. Again, over lies, over stuff that is not even true. And so I wanted to stop this morning and pull that in because some of you, because you got to be aware of what's going on everywhere. Some of you may not have seen that and may not have been aware. But at the end of the day, right now, there are people basically fighting for their lives because people are believing lies. And so, it's out of control. It's out of control. And this young man that worked for the company, that all he did was to go and pick it up. Let me go ahead and do what I need to do because I got a shade on that. And listen, we shed light. We don't just shade, we shed light. And so my reason for maybe taking a little bit of time this morning, y'all wasn't ready for that turn in the road maybe, but that's okay. Cause I come in, I'm headed somewhere. Why am I talking about mind control? You watched the whole thing and he got so upset. The interpreter could, I know, but at the end of the day, that was passion because like that man said, somebody out here is about to die. Somebody's life is in danger. And where we are feeling a little more comfortable, because I live in Missouri, so I don't have the firsthand trauma that was going on. Oh yeah, he was mad. I don't have the firsthand trauma that Georgians are living through right now. These people are fearing for their lives. These people are getting police escorts due to death threats and threats of sexual violence and a noose. Now come on, y'all. I'm 20 years old and I work for a company. And all I'm doing is basically providing a courier service. And now I have a bounty on my head and a noose hanging outside my door because people believe a lie. I gotta tell you, at the end of the day, we've got to have strong minds that can think this through. And we're gonna prevail. Love is gonna prevail. The truth is gonna prevail. Healing and unity is going to prevail. But it's going to take people that can think straight. These people are not thinking straight. Are you hearing me? These are twisted minds. One of my favorite lines of Last of the Mohicans, Magua's heart is twisted. People that can hang a noose outside of a 20-year-old man's home and threaten to kill him graveyard dead. Magua's heart is twisted. The feeble-minded are everywhere. And it's not confined to Georgia alone. Keep your eyes open. I hear you. I hear you, SK. I hear you, SK. And at the end of the day, I have to challenge people's abilities to really think. Are you thinking or are you in mob mode? Are you thinking or are you just sheep following the rest of the sheep? We got to reach out and make sure they're not alone. But this too shall pass. It shall pass, Mino. It shall pass without a doubt. These are lions that I'm talking to this morning. And we are lions. And you're going to hear us roar. But the roar is that I'm sounding today. I need you. Don't let anybody else control your mind. Hear me when I say it. Don't let anybody else control your mind. I'm telling the truth now. I need to unshade. Don't let anybody else control your mind. God gave you a brain. He gave you 5 senses. And I'm going to say it again for everybody that wants to continuously go into this faith mode. But I believe it and I'm not going to pay attention to my senses. God gave you senses for a reason. He gave you senses for a reason. And it's not to do dastardly. Listen, it's just dastardly. It's just dastardly. It's not for dastardly stuff like that. Together we stand and divided we fall. Come on, Mino. But this is the thing I want to challenge us to, because these become mere platitudes that sound good. We say it, it sounds good. But then when do we finally do it? We as a country have done a tremendous job of talking and speaking things that sound good in our schools, in our churches, in our government, in our politics. But we need to do it. We need to actually do it. No senses is nonsense. Now, you know that was going in Discord. You know that. Thank you truly for the host. You know that's going in Discord, because no sense is nonsense. No sense is nonsense. And I need you. I don't care if they're preaching it from the pulpit, sweating and spitting and hollering and jumping up and down. And believe you me, I am spiritual. But at the end of the day, as we said earlier, to believe a lie is delusional and no sense is nonsense. Girl, you better preach. That's why I love Yes You OQ one-on-one, just me and you, because y'all preach over here in this chat harder than I preach on the. Listen, y'all got me fired up, because at the end of the day, if I only had a brain, some of us need to go off to see the wizard. I ain't talking about the Wizard of Oz either. We have got to manifest the ability to think, to process, to really identify of our own ability and accord, not because somebody said it. It's okay to listen to what they're saying, but at the end of the day, let every man be persuaded in his own mind. How am I persuaded? When I research it, when I inspect it, when I get the sources that back it up, when I process it. Make it make sense. Baby, if it don't make sense. And that's what I would say to these individuals that have been in this strong delusion and running out here doing this kind of madness. And I ain't gonna take my sign down because a miracle's gonna happen and he's still gonna be president. Listen, it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. There's no sense. But again, I'm gonna go back to this concept. Why are some people so gullible to that? Because we taught them from the pulpit. Even if it doesn't make sense, believe it. That is a lie. Y'all hear what I'm saying? God makes sense and he does everything decently and in order. My understanding may not fully comprehend everything that's going on, but believe you me, beloved, it makes sense. I just don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. But the puzzle is not one big old jumbled pieces all thrown down there and nothing fits together. Brainwashing at its finest. Now, I know I'm treading on some ice that some folk gonna really be upset about. But I'm telling you, I don't care if you got it from the pulpit. It's brainwashing. God makes sense. When all the pieces come together, it's gonna be fitly joined together and you're gonna get a picture that makes sense. I don't know how many times I can say it because I need you to get it down in your shondo. It makes sense. So I want to challenge you. Turn those senses on, especially your spiritual sense. Because at the end of the day, thank you, Monica, because I'm trying to because how does this keep happening and how is it? And I want you to hear me when I say this. People that have studied behavior, they know this to be the behavior. And so it's like they're telling, these people aren't just doing stuff willy-nilly. They've studied your behavior. They've studied mob mentality. They've studied the inability of people to process and think for themselves. They've studied and they play to your weaknesses and to your parts and minds that are feeble. And they prey, P-R-E-Y, on that. And we just keep right on. We just keep right on. We just keep right on. So at the end of the day, this is where I say to us, let us not be guilty of the very thing that we look at other people and laugh at and talk about. Because in so many areas, we have done and are doing the very same things. All right. I hope y'all receive that, because that's a true word. I'm trying to help somebody. Because this is real. And as that gentleman said, in all of his upset, because their lives, when they walk out the door, when they go from point A to point B, when they go hither, thither, and yon, their lives right now are literally at stake in the United States of America. That word needs to permeate down in the the shindo and the shando. Deep in the shindo and the shando. And yes, they literally prey on people that they want belongs, that people that want to belong somewhere. And this is the thing. As the village of lions, we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. As the village continues to grow, and as the village continues to raise up other lions and other, because listen, we're all one. I'm not preaching division here. I'm saying let's come together. But listen, get your mind right. These people in Georgia that are doing these things, their mind is not right. And as SK said, it's not just happening in Georgia, it's happening in many places. But right now, we saw that man pleading for his life. They have to keep looking over their shoulders, Teresa. And I don't care, even as he said, I knew when I ran for public office that I was going to encounter, but they didn't sign up for that. They didn't sign up for that. Thank you, SK. Receive it and break free and stay free. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Don't let people shame you into following along. Don't make people intimidate you into following along. Don't allow people to make it feel like you want to belong, come over here, but you got to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. If you can't receive me just as I am, like God does, you don't want me. So at the end of the day, people want to be accepted, Monica. People want to be accepted. And that's why the village has to come, rise up, and bring people into the village and say you belong, so you stop running after all this insanity, trying to belong with crazy folk. These folk are crazy. Racism that makes me feel amen and amen again. And these are, and when I say racism, please understand, just like you saw the man, that man is white. The other man and his wife that they're talking about, they're white. The issue is the white supremacy that wants to carry on these behaviors, and anything that stands in the way that would challenge that supremacy has got to die. I don't care who you are. That's sad. It's insane. It's twisted. And somebody's not thinking for themselves. Somebody is regurgitating what they've been told. We had that discussion the other week. But at the end of the day, whatever way you're coming, I need the village to rise up. And yes, let's heal the people's minds. And faith ain't nothing about it doesn't make sense. Faith is rooted in truth, and the truth makes sense. Okay? Woo, I'm telling you, I had to go there for a second. Because I want you all to understand with clear minds. Don't get caught up in this madness. Now, the last thing I want to touch while you slumbered, slept, and slobbered before we go on over into our word of empowerment for today. And I felt like I was kind of already there, wasn't I? Now, y'all tell me, because while Biden is picking out his cabinet, many of our civil rights group feel that Biden has left them out of the transition. So we've got the NAACP and the Urban League already crying foul because they're stating that we as black people have been left out of the conversation. And you stand behind it all because we're powerful and we got a foundation to get. Come on, huh? We are there. Y'all better talk to me up in here. This is Yes You, Q 101, just me and you. And we enjoying this conversation. Now, I want to say this. I'm like Ron the Royal Confessions, card-carrying member of the NAACP and the Urban League. But I want us to have a genuine conversation here just for a few moments before we go into the empowerment portion. Because I want to say this. I've only seen Black Lives Matter. And again, we all understand there's an organization called Black Lives Matter. Then there's a concept and an idea that Black Lives Matter that transcends that organization. So let's be clear on that right there. But I want to come from this angle. They have been out there. They've been holding up the light, protesting, going forth, all of that. Then we have Ice Cube that came out. We talked about that several times. We have our Black Party, which has risen up. Diddy's got that going. And then we've got other things that bits and pieces of stuff here and stuff there. We see many of our stars are coming out. Many of our athletes are coming out and in their own singular way, or even in their team groups, and they're wearing shirts. And the tennis player, the young little girl that came out with all of her gear and wear to bring awareness and consciousness. At the end of the day, when we get to the part of where have we seen some of these legacy organizations visible? Now, I know I'm make y'all mad because I got a dear friend. She said, what do you expect them to do? I want them to do something. I want them to say something. And so my question, and y'all talk to me, ones and twos over here. If you think that they should be brought to the table, and I don't know that they're being omitted, but if you feel, well, they're saying they're omitted, so I'm not going to challenge them on their integrity. Do you feel, give me a 1 if you feel like something, Monica, just say something. If you feel like they should have been consulted, because that's really, they're insulted because they were not consulted. If you feel like they should have been consulted, put a 1 over there in the chat. If you feel like Biden and what he's doing is on point, having bypassed 2 legacy organizations, because the NAACP, come on and roar, Nathan. The NAACP, I see a lion in the house. The NAACP and the Urban League, they are not happy with Biden because they've been bypassed. What plan did these groups present to Biden's table? Just because black people voted for him, come on here. What do you expect? Did the same thing when Obama was president. Now, this is where I'm really going to challenge people of color, because the idea that just because, I don't care what happened in 1950, I don't care what happened in 1929, if you're not doing anything in 2020, sit down somewhere. Have 2 seats. Y'all ain't ready for me. Just because you have a history, they can't, because they got masses noose around their neck. To me, it's all distraction, but I'm keeping my eye on the prize. My answer is God. I hear you. 1, but grassroots push more relevant than orgs. I hear you. So I got 1 that said yes, they should be included. I got 1 that says no, they shouldn't be included. And I'm on the 2 side, because at this point, we've been looking for people to come forward with a plan. And if this is what you do on a daily basis, you're not a part-time organization. You're a full-time organization. If this is what you do on a daily basis, but you haven't brought anything to the table, what are you doing besides drawing a salary and collecting dues from people all across the country? Yes, I'm a little irritated. I've been to meetings where they talk about frivolous stuff that ain't got nothing to do with bringing people to a greater place. They talk about the banquet they want to have to raise money for fundraising. They talk about this, that, and the other. And at the end of the day, there's stuff going on in the community that needs to be addressed on a daily. Now, I am going to say this to the young people, because at the end of the day, and I feel you, I hear you, this is the cancel culture. At the end of the day, I was the only thing in there under 70. My God, today. And do you not think I'm frustrated? Thank you for liking the stream, Teresa. I'm frustrated with sitting there with a bunch of old heads. And yes, I know you walk through it, you live through it. Where are the young people? Young people are not going to come and sit and listen to y'all talk about a banquet that you plan in 6 months down the road and you ain't doing nothing right now. Well, you're too old to do anything, I guess. Folks always want a revolution, but don't want to be the spearhead of the movement. Everybody loves sausage, but not the way it's made. Come on here, King Coogee. You better preach that thing. So at the end of the day, we need people to galvanize and move forward. I understand it from both sides, because I'm like, listen, I paid my dues to come here and listen to y'all jaw jack about nothing. Now, y'all ain't gonna buy what I'm selling, but listen, no cream, no sugar. I takes my coffee black and strong, because I tell it like it T-I-Z-tis. We need to acknowledge and admit that some of these organizations, either they need to be infused with a fresh breath of air and some new life, or they need to just go ahead and shut it down. I know I made somebody mad right there. But this is my show. This is Yes You O Cube, one-on-one, just me and you. And I get to say what I want to say because it's my show. Do something. We've had 12 months now of living in treachery. And where are the people from these organizations? Where have y'all been? And now you feel like just because of the organization and what it did in the day, because you ain't, what are you doing now? What you did in the day automatically entitles you to be consulted and addressed, but they're going to address and consult people that are doing something. Now, if that's enough, grassroots movement, let's go, Lions. I hear you, SK. They need to be dismantled. Strong and black, that's how I drink it, y'all. My coffee is strong and black, no cream, no sugar, because I tells it like it T-I-Z-tis. If it's ratchet, it's ratchet. And you've got, and see now, don't get me started, because the same thing and the same way I feel about these organizations, I feel about a whole lot of our churches we got too, because they all in the same boat together. Y'all ain't did nothing for the ages, but because of what you did in the past, because of the number of the people that still come and pledge their membership to your organization, and you ain't did nothing in the last 20, 30, 50 years, that just by virtue of your name and your church, and I could care less about that. Because people are dying. And you got a title and a salary. And you're getting paid good. But you're getting paid good for what? Y'all don't want to hear from me today. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, you want to complain that you've been overlooked. Get up and do something. If you were doing something, I guarantee he'd be looking in your direction. But he ain't looking in your direction because you ain't doing nothing. And I'm going to still carry my card. And I'm going to still go to a meeting occasionally when y'all ain't planning for the annual banquet. Woo! I take my coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tis. But you're getting a salary. You're getting paid for this. And you're getting paid on a daily to do what? Yeah, King Coogee, they getting paid to be a label. When you see Libby's on the label, I don't like it on my table. Because I feel like I'm paying for a card pointlessly. And so now, after having said all of that, everybody over here in my stream, what you doing? What are you doing? So we're not going to just talk about what they didn't do. What are you doing? What have you done? From January to December, what are you doing? Oh, you're a blessing to me too, Mino. I love you. What are you doing? Because listen, finger pointing days are over. We need folks that gonna get up and do something. And I'm gonna do everything that I can do. And then what I can't do, that's when. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. But stop looking for Jesus to come down out of heaven and fix it when there's some stuff that you can do yourself. The label, y'all. But we need the machine to work. You're starting to monitor local government board. That's what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, listen. I need some help. I need some help from a sound effects. That's what I need you all to do. If we're not going to get up and do something, then we become just as guilty as the next person. And as Coogee said, yeah, we want that sausage, but we don't like the way it's made. We want that sausage and we want it flavored. And what did we say yesterday as we were talking about inclusion? Because we are talking about inclusion. It comes back to the village all day long, King Coogee. It just keeps coming back to the village, which is what we're trying to repair and rebuild. The village. That's what this is about. The village. Let's rebuild it. Let's repair it. And then let's get busy. This ain't no cute podcast. I ain't trying to be cute. Cute, that time is over. We're well beyond being cute. We need change. Gotta have change. And I ain't talking about no another 50 years from now. We need change right now. And so as we're coming into, and I think that's a perfect segue. I think that's a perfect segue because I want to come on to our word for the day. Our word for the day, y'all. And this is going to be another track by Coogee for our empowerment. And I want y'all to get a good feel for it. Thank you, Coogee, for the music. But this is a perfect place to switch gears and go on into the word of the day. The word of the day is prepare. The word of the day is prepare. Are you ready for change? Have you prepared for change? We're lions working toward change. Oh. Oh, thank you so much for saying I'm cute. We are. I love it, and I'm gonna put it up. Because I want to hear you roar. You all know, y'all hear me say that all the time. You hear me say it all the time. I done got so excited I couldn't find it. We are lions. Are you prepared? I need you to prepare. This pride, Pride, is relentless. You're going to hear our pause, PAWS, that will cause the people to pause, PAUSE, so they can understand the cause. This thing is real. Oh yeah, that's King Coogee in the background, y'all. Come on. He just smoothed that thing on out. Roar! This pride is relentless. Now, prepare. I'm going to share a couple of stories, and these are true stories that were shared with me on last week. I think it was. Might have been this week. I'm getting my days confused. Case number one. There was an individual who went to see about some business, was doing something or other. And while there, there was an inquiry about them needing a car. And conversation back and forth. I won't go through all that banter. But to make a long story short, this car has less than 2,000 miles on it. You hear what I said? It's an older model car that has less than 2,000 miles on the car. Mercedes-Benz in immaculate condition. Good morning, Mike City. Immaculate condition. And hear me when I say, oh yeah, he gonna kill it like that. He's gonna kill it like that. The owners of the car, the husband and the wife, we feel in our hearts to give you this car. Signed it over, lock, stock, and barrel, a Mercedes-Benz less than 2,000 miles on that car. That's a real story. Story number two. The attorney and wife, doctor and wife, whatever, they had a professional job. Story number two. They decided they wanted to downsize. So they went out and started looking for a smaller house. They find the perfect small house from them that's for sale. They buy the house and pay cash. And then sign over the deed of the house that they left and downsized from to the person they bought the house from. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. I'm telling you, there are things that are getting ready to blow your minds. See a need, feel a need. Come on here. There are things that are waiting on you. Village, meeting needs. People that are not hungry for what all I can get and not caring about my brothers and sisters, and that are willing to meet a need and give and share and uphold somebody else in the process, because it ain't all about me. I'm a lion, I got my own jungle. You're a lion, you got your own jungle. But we know how to network and we know how to prepare. And this is the thing. It came to me, if some of these things were to start happening in your life, if success was about to take you over, some of y'all couldn't receive it, not because you don't want it, but you're not prepared. And they didn't do it on camera. They don't even know I'm telling this story, because it wasn't for retail. Hey, Shelby, good to see you, girl. There are things in 2021. I heard it and it was like, listen, there's manifestation of things that are going to happen. Stuff, y'all, that we've been waiting on a long time. We've been praying for a long time. We've been sowing seed. And I want to get to that, because listen, if you didn't sow any seed, there's no harvest to come up if you didn't sow any seed. But I want you to understand, if you are doing it, and again, yes, no publicity, not for people to see, but it's just in your heart and it's the right thing to do, and you believe in the village and you believe in pushing things forward, I'm telling you, for those of you that have been sowing good seed, it's time for a harvest. But I heard somebody say this: even harvest is work. Are you prepared? If change is here, SK. If I sowed a seed, a field, sometimes you got to get in step into the fire to see how hot it is. If it's too hot, you step out and get your pipe and step back in and continue on. Come on here. You can't harvest without sowing seed. That's a bottom line. That's how it should be. I'm telling you, Chris King G, this is it. But I'm telling you, my word of the day now is prepare. Because just as surely as so many of you all in my chat and so many other listeners out there that are listening to me this morning, you have been sowing good seed. I'm telling you to prepare for the harvest. Prepare. And see, this is what I'm trying to, even when I was talking about your mind, get your mind right. Don't just take stuff willy-nilly because somebody said it, because somebody spoke it, no, I need you to get transparency in your world and investigate it, and then adapt yourself to the truth and the reality, coming out of sacrifice into obedience. You better come on, Royal Confessions. Prepare. Because as I said, even for the harvest, if you got corn, if you got beans, that's a big harvest up where we came from. They go out in the bean fields and they go out. You know what they use? They would get the young folks in their teens. Big obedience, big vision. Y'all better keep talking and preaching over in here. Y'all know this is going in Discord. I want y'all to understand this. If you are going to look even at that scenario, every summer they would hire the young people to go out there and harvest the beans out of the bean field. It may not sound like a good job to y'all, but it made money, and especially for teenagers, it was good money. But at the end of the day, they had to prepare. They had to prepare some means to put the seed, the beans in. They had to have something prepared where to put the beans. They had to have the money to pay the kids. That didn't just all happen willy-nilly because I sowed and now it's harvest time. Harvest was still a work in progress. Come on, sacrifice is over. God is setting you up. You better keep on talking, Royal. Keep confessing that, Royal Confessions. And the question that I have, so if you understand, you need some place to put your harvest. You need people that are going to gather the harvest. You need to be able, listen, Where you put the harvest is important, because if you put it somewhere where it's going to spoil, if you put it somewhere where it's going to rot, if you put it somewhere where it's still going to be exposed to insects and mice and all kind of vermin coming in there and eating your harvest up, or at least contaminating it to the point that you can't do anything with it. I don't want your field harvest when it got rat poop in it, because you didn't have any place prepared to store your harvest. Oh, we hear harvest and everybody, yeah, the harvest, the harvest. And I'm gonna say it again. You gotta, and when I say sow, I'm not talking about money. There's so many things that you can sow that has nothing to do with monetary things. I need you to expand, enlarge the territory of your mind. That's not what I'm talking about. I didn't have no money, so I couldn't sow. But you had time, you had energy, you had talent, you had ingenuity, you had creativity, you had the ability to create. Did you sow it for harvest? Did you put it down in the ground? Chris Jean, I said no rat poop. If it's got rat poop in it, I don't want it. It's contaminated. So then I've got to prepare. You got to maintain and protect the harvest. Come on, y'all, talk to me up in here. You got to maintain and protect the harvest and a pipeline to distribute it. That's where I'm going. Even in the area of understanding, God is going to give you more when you understand the pipeline of resource. It's not just for me to hoard up in my barn so I can have all that. It's about a pipeline. Did you build a pipeline? Does it have the ability to go out from you and get to the people out there that need it? I want you to understand mental upgrade, different mindset. King Coogee created a pipeline. He said, this is a gift that I have. This is a talent that I have. I make tracks. I make music. He came on here and he said, man, I feel inspired. I feel motivated. I want you to have these tracks. He's making a pipeline. He's taking that gift. He's taking that harvest. He's pushing it out to me. And it's my harvest. I'm the one that was blessed to receive it. Listen, brother didn't say, you owe me $5,000. You can't play it unless this, He didn't do none of that. He brought that pipeline and brought that harvest into my spirit, into my space, into my podcast. So at the end of the day, we recognize the pipeline. God is going to bless those people. And I'm not trying to preach here, but I'm really telling some spiritual truths. Those of you that are not greedy. And I'm going to tell you, that's the problem with what we see in this current scenario, administration and this country. We have plantation capitalism. I'm trying to figure out how I can get as wealthy as I can possibly be. I don't care about the people at the bottom that are dying. And that's why it's got to change. It's got to change. It's coming to the hearts of people that care about people. It's coming to the hearts of people that are not just focused on me, myself, and I and mine. It's coming to people that understand I've got to build a pipeline to get my harvest out to others that really need it, because there are people that need what you have. That's why you were given the gift. That's why you were given the creativity. That's why you were given the mind. That's why you were given the ability. That's why you were given the talent. Not so you could hoard it up for yourself, but just like what King Coogee did. I've got the talent. I've got the ingenuity. I've got the creativity. Now I got to push it out, and I got to push it out to STL. And so that pushing out of his talent and what he's created, and he's really, it's almost like he's sowing and I'm reaping, with the understanding that what he sowed in me, I promise you, and whether it's me or other people, he's going to reap back. And you don't just sow one seed and get one kernel. And when you don't care, when you come in, Mike City, Shelby, King Coogee, the Rebel Inc., all of these folk out here sowing, and a harvest is coming back. And then those of you, yes, you're in here sowing as well, and harvest is coming back. I'm telling you, the harvest is going to blow your mind. And in that way, I want you to prepare. Some of you need to prepare to stop being in a continual place of living in sacrifice, living in sacrifice, living in sacrifice, living in sacrifice. Sometimes you got to change your whole mindset. Prepare your mind how to receive the abundance and the success. Because you can't keep coming at it with the wrong mentality. Hear me when I say this, because that's what happens, particularly in the black community, with a lot. I'm not even gonna go black. I'm gonna say from those that have come from meager and low and poor beginnings, because they cannot get that poverty mentality out of their minds. Even when they got millions coming into their hands, or they've got billions coming into their hands, even though they've got an abundance coming into their hands, in not many days hence, they are right back in the state of lack and wanting and poverty, because that poverty mentality never came out of their minds to be able to embrace the success that they had, and they were not prepared. And you got to be prepared to be able to keep, as a matter of fact, not just keep what you've created in that harvest and brought in that harvest, but then how do you multiply upon it? How do you enhance it? How do you invest it? How do you divide it in a way so that it makes more? Y'all ain't hearing what I'm saying on that. How do you distribute it out in the pipeline so that you're not depleted, but you're distributing out in a pipeline in a way that's going to bring you back increase and more increase? Prepare. Prepare. "2021 is an awesome year coming. I can't tell you that enough. It's an awesome year coming. This little phase right here is just like what Joe Biden is doing. He's preparing. Kamala Harris, she's preparing. As he said, there's only one president at a time. So he's not running out there trying to be the president. He's the president-elect. But because he knows he's the president-elect. Listen, 2021 is now. Come on, Joel. You better say that. We're in the now. We are in the now. I was talking yesterday. I said, I'm already in February and March. If you understand, he's the president-elect. He's not the president. But everything he's doing right now, because he knows in a few days, in a few weeks, he is going to be the president. What is he doing? He's preparing. Some of this, come on, SK, some of the harvest is seed for future sowing. And they talked about that even as people were migrating to the new world when the United States was being overrun with the people that were coming and settling. And one of the things that they said, just like a potato is a seed. If you eat up all the potatoes, you don't have anything to plant when you get to the new world. You gotta save some for the new world when you get there, or you're not gonna have potatoes in the new world. So at the end of the day, when you get into, appreciate you, Joel, appreciate you. At the end of the day, when you get your seed, or your harvest rather, you've already planted the seed. When you get your harvest, baby, don't eat all your seed up. Some of it is for the next level, for the next time, for the next field, the next crop. Build on it. This was one of the things even in slavery times. The one thing they absolutely positively refused to let the slaves have was the seed. Now they did all the growing. They did all the work in the crops, in the fields. They did all that work. And they started asking, okay, that's cool, but can we? Oh no, you cannot keep the seed. And then they'd make them buy back the seed that they grew. And so I want you to hear me when I say, that's it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I want you to hear me when I say you need to prepare. And right now you probably need to be doing some investigating. You need to be doing some researching. You need to be doing some figuring out. I said, use your mind. God has given you a powerful mind. Use it. Stop looking at what everybody else has and stop thinking about what you can't do. You can do this. You are a lion. I need to hear you roar. And this pride, Pride, is relentless. We don't stop. You have a gift. You have a talent. You have a creative genius. Use it. And so as you come into this place and you come into this season, prepare. So yes, I've got to make sure I've got all of my seed for next round ready. We're not going to start from scratch. Like I was saying about the slaves. The one thing they absolutely insisted they could not have was the seed. Because if you got the seed for the next harvest, you're free. And there's a word in that. Don't become a slave. Season of no lack is coming. Where do I need to sow? Where do I need to invest? Come on! Invest. That's exactly what I'm saying. Royal Confessions. Invest. Where do I need? And I'm not necessarily talking about the stock market. Some of us are going to, when that couple gave that huge mansion of a house to the person, their house that they bought when they were downsizing, when they paid cash, first and foremost, for the house. I'm not even gonna make you wait in payments. Here's the money. Here's the cash in full. Bam. They were investing in that seller, but they didn't stop there with the owner of that smaller house. They invested when they said, now we're downsizing because we've got all the use out of this house that we can. Now we're going to invest in you. We're going to put you in that house. And here's the paperwork. There are all kinds of ways to invest. It's not just about the market. Let that person down the street, talk about paying it forward. Let that person down the street that sold in you when you were struggling to get to the place of success, now go back and sow into them. I'm a believer in loyalty. I really am. Ain't nobody, when this season of success and blessing overtakes me, there is nobody that has been a blessing to me that and been baby, you shall be blessed, because I'm investing, because you invested in me. Even if it was nothing, I don't care if you didn't have a penny, but if you believed in me enough to support, that's an investment. I don't take that lightly. And this season of no lack that's coming, I'm looking and I'm saying, where do I need to sow? Where do I need to invest? In whom do I need to invest in? King Coogee, out of the abundance of his heart, with love, said, STL, I got something for you. He was so excited, he just almost couldn't take it. Prepare for harvest, invest in the village. We keep growing and we keep producing. Come on. And it never stops. It never stops. It never stops. And so as I listened to the tracks with tears in my eyes, I was out in LA when he laid the tracks. I'm just able to do them today because I finally got a chance to sit down and put them so that I could play them in the podcast today. But tears in my eyes. Why? Because King Coogee said, I'm going to invest in her. I see something. I hear something in the words that are coming out of her mouth. I'm going to take a chance and invest in her. Oh, and you best know it's coming back. It's not a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, quid pro quo. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you find good soil, and especially that soil that has trusted you, and you know they're good soil in return, rich, healthy soil. Oh, you best believe I'm going to dump in that soil. And the greatest thing out of all of it, love. Love. That seed never stops giving. That seed never stops producing. That seed never stops bringing forth. That seed doesn't crawl over you and crush you down to get to the top. That seed is not contaminated. That seed is not polluted. That seed is not nasty and hateful and dog eat dog and competitive. That seed is all about we are lions and we're making a network of a pipeline, and you're going to hear us roar. What else can we change? Who else's life can we make better? How can we do this in a way so that people can come away from lack and not having and come into a place where we all can be blessed? Nobody has to step on somebody else and crush them down so that you can be better. That day is over. And we're going to build it. And people are going to come. And the healing is in your hands. The joy is in your hands. The hope is in your hands. The peace is in your hand. We're all benefiting from King Coogee. And everybody in these streams. Oh, come on. We just, come on. I got up this morning and I saw Royal Confessions over on One Reason. One Reason has that spiritual music flowing early in the morning. And I went over there and I got there, and a couple of minutes after I got there, we had a hype train going. And that ain't nothing but blessing somebody. And I looked and I heard Royal Confessions, thank you for the biddies. Royal Confessions, thank you for the sub. Royal Confessions. I said, well, come on, Royal Confessions. Because that's the thing. When we go someplace and we feast and we feed and we're blessed, we are a blessing back. We sow back. We give back. Come on here. Mike City, Shelby, you are blessed. King Coogee, you are blessed. Rebel Inc., you are blessed. You're lions. And we're going to hear you roar. And so this is not just for streamers and dreamers. This is for everybody. Oh man, you're a blessing. Ain't no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. You are a blessing. Even those of you out there, and there are many more that are not in this chat, it's for you and for your children and for your children's children. I want you to get ready for what lies ahead, because these are great days and we're going to make a difference. It's not about all talk. It's not about running diarrhea of the lips. It's about putting your money where your mouth is. And right now, I'm telling you, the blessings that are about to overtake you. Success. Come on and say, I am successful. Put it in the chat. I am successful. I am successful. I am successful. And this isn't just a matter of, oh, we just trying to get into some positive thinking. I definitely would rather have you think positively than negatively. But this, I'm telling you, you are successful. I'm speaking truth. We're not doing delusion. We talked about this earlier in the broadcast for anybody that didn't hear it. We're not talking about delusion. When you believe a lie, come on, Joel. You are successful. Michelle, you are successful. Mino, you are successful. Chris, you are successful. SK, you are successful. Nathan, you are successful. Royal Confessions, you are successful. This isn't a delusion. Come on. I am successful, blessed, and highly flavored. Come on here, Monica. That's my baby, and nobody puts baby in the corner. This isn't delusional because it's not a lie. It's not something made up to make people feel good. Teresa, you are, girl, you are successful, girl. And eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard. I want you to hear it down in your Shondo. Down in your Shondo. One more time for Shondo. Oh, Shondo's behind the line. Let me get line out. Your friend owns a brand called Success, and it stands for Stand Up, Create, Change Everything. It stands for, come on. I love it. Success. Much of the success that we're going to do, not only in the material, but more importantly, in the healing of a nation, in the healing of a people, in the healing of a world. We are successful to bring the healing that needs to happen. Why? Because we are looking for diversity, equity, and total inclusion. We don't want anybody left out. The day of 1% is over. And that's really what the battle and the fight is that's going on right now. Is that the battle has already been won. And the day of 1% holding all the wealth, while the rest of the world is groveling and barely able to make it. I listened this morning, my heart was wrenched by an owner of a restaurant who was literally broke down crying in Georgia because he's like, we need help. And nobody's caring. Nobody's listening. We need everybody to put their partisanship aside. We don't care whether it's Republican. We don't care whether it's Democrat. We just need help. The 1% turns into 100. Ooh, I love it. Put some zeros behind it. You put some zeros behind it. Good night, Joel. Appreciate you for coming in from all the way from Australia. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate it. I know it's midnight, 1:00 in Australia. Thank you for coming in. So at the end of the day, we go to the place where we understand there's a changing of the guard. There's a changing of so many things. Thank you for the biddies. There's a changing of so many things. What happened this year was drastic because the change that's coming is drastic. There was a drastic condition for a drastic change. And the thing that I want to make sure that you're doing right now, we're just in transition. Like I said, just like President-elect Biden,
this little window right here, this little span of time, these little few weeks to months right here, this is the time for you to prepare, for you to reign. We talked about that on Friday. Reign. It's time for you to reign. You've been faithful over a few things. Now be ruler over many. You guys are powerful. Your seed is powerful. Your gift and talent is powerful. Your families. I said this to someone on yesterday. When you start dealing in this level of success that I'm speaking into your lives right now, we're talking overflow. And you know how it is. Anything that overflows, everything in the immediate area of it's going to be impacted. And depending on the level of the overflow, let your toilet overflow. It'll get everything in that area, but let it continue to overflow, and it's going to continue to just spread farther and farther and farther. What am I saying here? There are people that are close to you. They're getting ready to live in your overflow. They're about to be blessed by your overflow. Those people that are close to you and near to you, those things in your immediate environs, is getting ready to live in the overflow, because that's just how you're going. The aroma. We're back to the toilet and the aroma. The aroma is going to permeate. I promise you. People will smell you coming before they even see you. I said a word right there. I'm going to say this and I'm out. I remember in high school, I had a little guy that I thought, ooh, he was just the cutest little thing. And the thing that I loved about Ricky, I smelled him before he got there. He was an Aramis man. Y'all don't know nothing about no Aramis. He was an Aramis man. And before Ricky got there, his Aramis had already arrived. I knew when Ricky was coming because I could smell him. The aroma, King Kuji. The aroma. And there are individuals that the fragrance that you wear, I love you, Mino. The fragrance that you wear is going to arrive before you do. And it's going to be a breath of fresh air and a refreshing to the people that smell it. Pretty Ricky is what they called him, baby. He was Pretty Ricky, baby. He was Pretty Ricky. Yes, he was. And he smelled good. I want you to receive what I'm saying out of the sincerity of my heart, because I mean this with everything that's in me. I mean this with everything that's in me. Success is you. Prepare. Get that broke down mentality. Get rid of it. If that's your preparation, change your mind, change your thoughts. That's part of it. That's not going to be all of it. But you need to go ahead and start doing your investigating. Check it out. Learn. Search it out. Because when the harvest hits you, I want you to be prepared to receive it. Be prepared to receive it. Be prepared to distribute it. Be prepared to hold some of it for the next go round. And with that, I hope that I've said something that's blessed you all on today. Before I get up out of here, one last thing. We're going to be a blessing to 4 little girls. I talked about them on yesterday. They're in a situation with their grandmother. I love y'all too. They're in a situation with their grandmother. This is what I want you to do. I talked this through on yesterday, kind of came up with a plan. So for those of you, and some of you gave yesterday, I don't know if you meant to give that for the 4 little girls. If you did, just whisper me or text me or something to let me know, because I want them to get every penny that comes in. $ Regina Stillman is my Cash App. And I want you to go ahead, whatever you have to give to them, put that in $ Regina Stillman in Cash App. and I'm going to turn every penny that comes over. And this is how I'm going to know, because I don't know how much you actually have where you can actually put in comments or not in that Cash App. But go ahead, and if you're going to give $1, make it $1.04. Anything that I see that has a 4 cents on it, I know it goes to the 4 little girls. And those 4 pennies are not going to make you or break you. If you would just put that little 4 cents on there so that I can know that that's for the 4 little girls. And we're going to bless them. This pipeline is already going. This pipeline is already created. This pipeline is already made. And we're going to let it flow out to Arkansas, to those 4 little girls that need our help. And this is just the beginning, y'all. We're going to keep this thing going because we are a blessing to be a blessing. And at the end of the day, we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. Is that all right? All right. I love y'all. I love y'all. I really, really do. I love you. I really, really do. So here we go. Here we go. It's time to get on up out of here. I appreciate you. Come on. Did you all not enjoy and love these tracks that have been provided to us by King Coogee? I love it. I absolutely, positively love it. Certainly. I'll give you a little recap there about the 4. I love you too, Michelle. The 4 little girls, they were taken out of their home due to situations with mama, with the family. I'll just put it like that. And because they were taken out of the home, they were placed in the care of their grandmother. But grandmother, you talking about 4 little girls from age 9 to 3. They go from ages 9 down to 3. And so grandmother now has the responsibility. We talked about the system of child care and foster care on Sunday. On Monday, here we were with a scenario that needed our attention and our love and our blessing. So these 4 little girls, we are going to bless them. We're going to bless grandmother because grandmother is in need of assistance because she's not getting anything from the system for her 4 granddaughters to help in the assisting of their care. So we're going to give what we can. We're going to be a blessing to her and to these children. Because it takes the village, and the village is for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. It doesn't matter your label. That's what we're calling it over here in the Lion's Den. It doesn't matter what your label is. We are here to help. And so because we're aware of the need, and God gave us awareness of the need the very next day, within hours after the time that we had the conversation, we're going to put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to do something to help these 4 little girls. And so you'll hear me referring to the 4 little girls, and we're going to be a blessing to them in any way, in every way that we possibly can. I appreciate you, Monica, for bringing that to me to help so people can know what we're talking about.
Oh, I feel for my
Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This is another edition of Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. It's been a joy talking with you all on today. The word of the day, it was prepare. I want you to prepare yourself for what lies ahead. And so I appreciate you. Listen, Yes You with friends every Sunday at 6 o'clock. I invite you to come and enjoy conversation with myself, Jonna, Rhonda, and Tyrone. We have a good conversation and some good topics. I can tell you we're going to be following up on the foster care situation that we started talking about on Sunday. Come this Sunday at 6 o'clock. You want to be there. I appreciate you for coming in and joining me because this has been a marvelous time of conversation. This is Regina L. Stillman, your spiritual thought leader. I want to invite you to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, and more. I'm all over the place, y'all. You can find me. And as my friend Rhonda Royal loves to say, and I picked it up and I'm wearing it out, I want you all to recognize if you don't deal with it, it will deal with you.
I want you to not only talk about the change, but I want you to be the change that you want to see in this world. And as we so often say, it's us, you, me, we, all, because we're all in this together. We're all lions, and you're going to hear us roar. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me see. I wanted to thank everybody that came, so I want to come on back in here and yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Let me see. Oh, I don't have everybody in here, but that's okay. Michelle Browno, thank you. Mino, Monica, Nathan, King Coogee, BTD Mom, Royal Confessions, SK, Teresa Jones. I hope I'm not missing anybody here. I appreciate Chris G. Thank you for getting Grandpa Holmes' chair this morning. You all right, girl. The Rebel Inc. was in the house. Mike City, Shelby. I appreciate every last one of you. You have blessed my socks off on this fine day. And as I always like to say before we get up out of here, one love. I see you, SK. One love. And I love you guys too. As I always like to say, I want you to have peace for your journey.
Oh, I